Good morning, third grade. Welcome back to our distance learning. I hope you all had a wonderful Easter and that you had some time for prayer and reflection and time to relax and enjoy each other's company. And we're going to go ahead and get started with our math lesson this morning. Now, we already talked about and did some things in science with distance or length, volume, and mass. So we are going to go on to chapter 11 now in our math. And we're going to go to our first lesson, but before we get there, I want to talk about the word that we're going to be coming into contact with. And it is perimeter. Everyone say it, perimeter. Now, the perimeter is the distance that we measure around something. So the distance around, if we take this word apart, we see, I see a word I know, meter. Meter. We measure things in meter. So I'm going to write measure. And periodontics, perimeter shot in basketball, that means around. So the measurement around the outside of something is the perimeter, to measure around. So for instance, I have a picture that I want to frame, and my picture is 5 inches by 3 inches. And I want to go to the craft store and get some ribbon to go around the outside edge of my picture. So my picture, 5 inches here, 3 inches here. Well, if this is 5 inches on my rectangle, then I know that this is 5 inches. So now I know 3 of the measurements going around my picture. Now if this is 3 inches, how many inches do you think that might be? 3 inches. Now when we do perimeter, all we have to do now is add the sides. So I have 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. I know some of you are thinking, well, 5 plus 5 is 10 and 3 plus 3 is 6. So we could just add that together. Let's see if we get the same answer. 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 5 more is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 3 more, 14, 15, 16. And didn't we say 5 plus 5 is 10, 3 plus 3 is 6, 10 plus 6 is 16. Measure around. The measurement around the perimeter. So when we go into our folders, you'll find some things that I've included for you. And please don't take anything out until we need it. So you'll find a sheet that has rulers that we'll use later, not today. You'll find some straws in a bag. Please leave those in the bag. Leave them exactly as they are. We won't get those out until we need them. And there is some what we call grid paper. You know, these crisscrossing lines form what we call a grid. And we also have square dot paper. And they call it square dot because if you connect these dots, you get squares. and we are going to measure perimeter in square units. So each one of these is a unit. Let's go into our book now to page 625. And on that page, you see some dot paper. And when I look at that, I see over here it says using a geoboard, which is what we would do if we were in school. And maybe you've used those geoboards before. They're plastic and they have little pegs and you put rubber bands around them to form shapes. But we can also count and measure perimeter using those geoboards. So the perimeter is the distance around a figure. Now we don't have our geoboard, so we're just going to go right down here where it says, make a rectangle on this dot paper. It's on the geoboard, excuse me. We're going to do it on the dot paper. And it's going to be 3 units on two sides and 2 units on the other sides. So I'm going to circle 3 units on two sides and 2 units on the other side. Now, draw your rectangle on this dot paper. They gave us a place to start. Now it's really important. Remember when we were telling time? How when we're telling time, we do not count the numbers. This isn't 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. From here to here is 1. From here to here is 2, 3. So we're counting the space between. So here we start and we're going to go 3 units. 1, 2, 3 down, and then we're going to go 2 across. 1, 2. So you can see that I have 2 sides of my rectangle. Now this side is going to match this side. So if this is 1, 2, 3, this one is going to be 1, 2, 3. And if this is 2, then this is going to be 2. 1, 2. Now we can count. Let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 units. So down here, let's write it. 3 plus 2 plus 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're counting the spaces, not the dots. Plus 1, 2. 2 more. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 3 more is 8, 9, 10. Just like we said. Now we could take 3 plus 3 is 6. 2 plus 2 is 4. And we'd get the same thing, 10. Okay. So the perimeter of the rectangle is 10 units. Now, number 1 at the top of the page says, describe how you would find the perimeter of a rectangle that is 5 units wide and 6 units long. Well, if one side is 5 and the other side is 6, then we know that this one is going to match at 5, and this is going to be, yep, you got it, 6. And we can take 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 6 is 17, plus 5 more is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Even easier than that, I could say 6 plus 6 is 12. 5 plus 5 is 10. Let's see, when I add, I get 0 plus 2 is 2, 1 plus 1 is 2. Did I get the same answer? 22 units. Okay, so I want you to skip down and try counting. And you can just write the number right here, how many units you counted. Let's do the first one together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 units. So that's what you'll write here. Try this next one. Remember, we're counting the space. And then I want you to find the perimeter of these figures. And then we're going to go on. When you're finished, you'll go on to page 628, where it says, Louisa drew a rectangle with a perimeter of 18 centimeters. Select the rectangles that Louisa could have drawn. Mark all that apply and use this grid paper to help. Well, could it be 9 long by 2 wide? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2 wide, 1, 2. So that would mean this would be our rectangle. 9 plus 9 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. No, it can only be 18. So it can't be A. Let's erase that and try the next one. 6 long, 3 wide. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's count them. 6 plus 6 is 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Did it work? And you can do the rest that way. And then we'll come back and we'll take a look at our lesson, but I want you to work through some of those problems on your own first. All right, see you in a little bit.